I just found something on Pinterest. I wanted to say a statement about itself. The Pinterest pin I was looking at was about 1 minute and some seconds in length of a motion picture of a male laying on the ground figure, not really human, not really alive, not anybody named. And he had named famous. Yes, he's not anybody named famous. He was laying on the ground and he had his genitals covered, and then he had nipples on his chest. And he is not a penis. He doesn't have a penis. He has an illegal amputation of genital underneath his covering over his genitals area, and it is not known the genital that was amputated by that it's not there anymore. So the one who had it doesn't know what it is. The one who was looking at it didn't know what it was. It was another male who was looking at it, but the male who was looking at it was a penis. And they don't have ALIVE that way. If there's a dong genital in view now, that's me saying that it has been desecrated, and I don't have what it takes to ALIVE the naming anymore, even though you are continuing to use the banking. I'm aware of that. The charges are still going on, but the dong genital is deceased in threats to be used for the US dollar. And the heads on the dollars, which would be like George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Jefferson would be, what's his name? Thomas Jefferson. And then we will go with Andrew Jackson, Ulysses S. Grant, Benjamin Franklin. All the dong genitals are desecrated from the United States printed currency circulation, and they are in use at this time, but they are deceased. And it's true that I don't afford that you keep using additionally the computers, banking, and if you materialize your own money, that's due to be turned into the bank whenever. You're always supposed to turn that into the bank for the bank to keep it. And if the bank circulates it, you're in a debt that looks worse than it is, worse to yourself. If you keep the money, you're in a worse debt than it looks. The name that you use that would be theoretically or practically in a banking computer system, that naming is illegal because of the dong genitals having the name, and then the penis genitals have been inheriting the wrong way, because that's the wrong word, but abusing, confiscating the name, having been with the subhuman entities that were with the dong genitals, because they're subhuman that way. They're human beings if they're alive with the dong genitals. They're subhuman beings if I'm talking about them, and there's no dong genital in ALIVE on any male. They're all male penis genital, and the penis genital is illegal below the dong genital, and it's not due to know you that way. It's not due that you be using the names that people had with the dong genitals, and we really don't know that with the penis genital. It doesn't know that. But I'm saying that you've been using the US dollar illegally circulating, and those heads on this US dollar, those are over the dong genital, not a penis genital. Those are not heads for the penis genital. They're not deceased that way. The currency first appeared in the year 1980, and the currency was already the dong genital deceased right there. It wasn't like those people had a penis genital and they just gave out money. They don't have leverage. They're heads that are on the money because they don't have enough money for themselves with the dong genital, and they are in view here that they're illegal. So it's true that I don't know you about your need to use the names of genital dong here in the genital penis, which would be like Bradley, Charles, Noah, John, Howard, Thomas, William. These are all names that are from the dung genital, and they're used on the penis genital illegal lives humans. But you're supposed to know that that makes you homeless. That doesn't really make you a member of society. That would be if you had a dung genital, but you have a penis genital, and that's homeless. And it tells you a little bit why, a little bit about why. And it's not supposed to carry on with banking and telling everyone you're okay and eating in public and everything that happened for 45 years. You clearly didn't leave it because it was illegal. You should have left it because it was illegal on the points that it was illegal, so you can say no to things and build a presence of divine within yourself. Having illegal genitals do decease to themselves. God does not need you to alive a penis genital. That's you illegally aliving at all. So, what is the consequence of the dung genital name being used by somebody with a penis genital? And that is ruining like the way that the dung genital died already. It's true that it did not die correctly. It didn't have its genitals amputated and the whole body deceased. It's true that it had an illegal, unclean death and it left somebody with the penis genital after that, but that's the evidence. And the evidence is not supposed to charge somebody who did a crime on yourself with the crime itself. The penis genital is not due to have a name. And it did go through a whole lifetime of using the name of the dung genital and others with the penis genital as well. And that's the male with the penis genital having 6 fingers on his hand, and that's not alive that way for him. And that's how you go out of the formed world with your own Godhead. But it's worse than that. You did something worse than that. You stole my housing. Not just my house where I was alive and in order, but you stole all the housing I lived in ever. And I'm the Godhead, and I find you in contempt of myself, that I have to put you all the way out of alive and out of alive of myself forever. It's true, I don't afford what you are, because you're just so comfortable with announcing that you're about to do a crime, and who is going to stop you is really just doing the crime with you. They are due deceased. You make a speech offense and you make people around yourself that you are alive around them. You make them do deceased on your point, and you don't have deceased that way yourself. You're unfair to announce that God is Himself, and you are yourself is really making a small motion in the commotion in the ocean, and I don't afford it. You don't know who I am is not due. There's something very far in the wrong with that.